So I'm having a chat with the guys of High Fade. How are you guys?
Yeah, good mate. How are you? What's the crack?
Yeah, not too bad. It's a busy Friday as it goes in the music world, but we're here to talk about you. And the big news is we've been playing a new single of yours called "Pick You Up." Why don't you tell us a little bit about the single?
Yeah,
Ooh.
Pick Me Up has been out a couple of weeks now. It's been pretty good. We've been playing it at a lot of the live shows. We started playing it properly in France
Yeah,
at the gigs,
yeah.
and been going down well. I think people are enjoying it, and
It's a bit of a change. Bit of a
different
change for the
song.
usual kind of stuff we do.
Yeah,
So
but
it's quite nice. It's really nice to have a bit of a change for us as well.
We got
So
some. It's different. We got some rock in there, but there's also some rap influence in there, some hip hop influence in it. So
yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
it's definitely a different style for us.
Yeah, good. When it comes to writing music, then, do you have a specific kind of style in mind, or are you just gonna see what happens and see what comes out?
No,
See
The
what happens and
latter,
what comes about.
100% the
the
latter.
latter. We just start jamming, and if it sounds like fun or it sounds good to us, then we kind of
It's where you kind of
finish
go,
writing it, and you go, "Oh, that's good. We'll keep that."
yeah. Like last
Yeah.
night in Soundcheck, we did one of them.
Yeah.
It was a random jam, and then it was like, keep playing that. I'm gonna record it. Let's go. And that
So
was it.
yeah, soundtrack jams are usually where a lot of the songs are written recently because we've just been on the road for so long. I think.
We don't have
Yeah.
time for it.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll talk about touring a little bit later, but I want to talk about your debut record, which is out next week.
For
What can we
sure.
expect to hear
Yeah.
on the record?
So
Everything.
Well, you can
like,
expect to hear "Pick Me Up," and as well as something like "Pick Me Up," the next single coming off at the same time as the album, the title track "Life's Too Fast." You're going to
yeah,
hear two very different sounding songs. But
Yeah.
goddamn, I hope.
I feel like we've given a good taste of it. With Bone to Pick is the first one, and then Taking Care of Business, a bit of a slower, groovier one, and then Pick Me Up that's more like prog funk in a sense.
Feel
With
like
some rap in there,
it's
and
good.
then you've got Life's Too Fast. That's your proper classic rock anthem. That you're like, all right, I
Pick Me
can.
Up's a good combination of the previous two, and I think Life's Too Fast when that comes out, that is just going to show everything as it is, and in its entirety. And I think people are
Nice.
going to like it.
Yeah, nice. And the sound that you made with this record, was it the sound you wanted to make, or is it simply just how it turned out in the studio?
I
I
think
think it's
it's
the
a
sound we wanted to make.
Yeah,
Definitely the
definitely
sound we
the
wanted to make.
sound we wanted to make. I think we went in there with that in mind of like this is how we wanted to sound. We wanted to be loud, live, and fast and heavy.
I
So we
mean,
were like,
I'm incredibly happy with how close this sounds to, I guess, I don't want to put my vision, but our vision was very similar all about it.
yeah,
And it's very much polished in the way that sounds how I wanted it to sound anyway. So
We recorded it in Rack in London, Rack Studios, and we were there for maybe 8 days or so. Recorded about 20 songs, picked the what we thought were the best 10 to represent the album.
with
And it was
with the
all
help of our producer Graham.
yes, he had to deal with all
dead.
had to deal with all of our nonsense for those 8 days and did very well keeping us in check. But yeah, it's definitely something. And yeah, recording somewhere like Rack was really good. I think it helped add to that live kind of vibe we were going for.
Yeah,
Sort of raw, not too many overdubs. You know, it's just three lads playing in a room, and we happened to put microphones on it. It's good
that's
fun.
what it felt like anyway.
Yeah, I felt
Yeah.
like we were showing up, and it was almost like it was like an open rehearsal for us. We had people coming in and out of the studio as well, and hanging out, and had a few friends down with us, and we just had
Helping hand.
yeah, we had quite a few people coming in just checking it out, and all the staff at Rack I think made us feel very at ease as well, and
They kept coming in the room.
yeah, they were having a good time because it was something very different to what had been getting recorded there. But every day in there is different. Some days they had orchestras in there. Sometimes it was pop bands, it was rock bands, it was
I mean, the week before they had
Green Day.
Green Day, and before
Yeah, it had Green Day in the week before us, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, nice. And you mentioned that there was more tracks than what's made it onto this record. What happens to those now? Do you consider them next time, or are you just going to bin them off and start again?
You might consider some of them, I would say, but I would
We've got to go back and listen to it. I think
yeah,
go back, listen, and go, oh, what's going to be on the new ones, and then
It's probably a bit of both. There's I'd say some songs in there that will be used and will see the light of day, and some will not see the light of day.
we might play them. They might not go
They
on our
might
album.
yeah,
Or
they
it
might
might
be
be the
played
other way
live.
around.
some of the tunes that we're playing recently, there's a couple that we did record that aren't on the album, but we'll still play them live because we enjoy playing them. They just weren't maybe right for
The
the
mix
album
wasn't
right
for the
now.
album.
Yeah, so we were like, we might save, you know, 2 or 3 of them for the next one, and see what happens with that. Pretty much.
Might write some more bangers and not
Yeah.
need any of them.
Exactly.
Pretty much. I think
honestly, we don't actually know, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
we don't know what's gonna happen with those songs yet.
I think until
We'll find
album
on the way.
until album 2 actually comes around,
Yeah,
it's up in the air with that. But I think, yeah, it's always good to leave it open. But sometimes
I
it's
like
nice to close a chapter on it and go, cool, that's what we were writing at that point. We're writing the next thing now.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
not dwelling on it.
Yeah, nice. And when it comes to the writing, how do tracks normally start off for you guys?
With either a riff,
And
a drum groove, or a bass line, and if someone will turn around and go, "Oh, that's quite good," and then we'll just, I don't know, we just start jamming with each other.
like for an example, our song "Take Me to the Floor," which Wink Wink is the first song on the album. I'm pretty sure. I think I showed the guys a little demo, and they were like, "Right, okay, the guitar and bass, we'll do something else." Harry comes up with the guitar part. Ollie comes up with his bass part. There was a vocal melody, and one of them were like, "Right, let's use that." So it's one little snippet of an idea from something.
Yeah,
someone brings in.
Same as Pick Me Up. Like, I remember sitting writing the riff for Pick Me Up the night before we were in the studio. And I was like, lads, I've got this riff. And then we went into the studio that morning and finished writing it, recorded it that day.
Sections of it, and then you're like, oh, this.
Yeah, and then
I think the three of us are good at just bringing in one idea that we've got and then
Yeah.
fleshing out
and,
together.
like, Sharpen Up was from a mistake. Ollie played the riff differently to how he'd originally played it, and then we were like, that actually sounds way better.
Well, we were
Yeah.
busking for Per Coat. I played a bass line, and then Harry was like, "What was that? What was that?" And I was like,
We need to record that.
"I don't know what I played. What did I play?" Kind of thing.
But then luckily we had video footage so Ollie could remember what he played. Our Fur Coat could have been the Lost High Fade song that, you know, could have been
Never
the greatest song in the world that never made it.
Yeah.
Song in the world.
And tell us about the lyrics as well. How easy do you find it to create the lyrics to the riffs and the music that's already been created then?
I prefer to write the music first and then write the lyrics. I think lyrics for me is either drought or floods, to be honest. It's one of those. Sometimes I'll be on a roll and I'll be writing loads, and it depends on how busy we are. Like, we were traveling on a ferry back from the Netherlands, and we had 16 hours or something on a ferry, and I remember sitting writing about 13 songs worth of lyrics that was like, hopefully I'll use some of this, maybe 3 or 4 of them will be okay, but you got to write some rubbish ones in order to get the good ones. I think lyrically is one of those that we might come up with a hook, and then I'll build the rest of the lyrics around that, or it'll be a case of just kind of taking ideas that I've had or going through stuff that I've written down, or maybe I'll have a good line of something that I'm like, oh, that I'll use that. And then I feel like a lot of songs for us maybe come off of one line, and then the rest will be written off of that.
For example, Burnt Toast and Coffee, and specifically Fur Coat, like we're talking about as well. That came from the fact that we're like, we need to write a song about fur coat. We have to write a song about fur coat. That was that. That was enough.
We looked at each other like, what will we call it? And we're like,
It's gotta be called
Fur Coat, and we'll just do that. And then Burnt Toast and Coffee was literally over hearing the jam that was happening, and then going, oh, I was telling this song. Yeah, I was making a pot of coffee. It was like, cool, we'll just call it Burnt Toast and Coffee.
I just remember you shouting through being like, keep playing that.
I was like, keep playing that groove that's going on, and then it developed from there pretty much. Yeah. And that seems to be the way it goes, I think, is someone will start something or bring in an idea that they've got, and then we just kind of go from there. But lyrics wise, I don't tend to worry about it too much. I would say that I prefer to, if it feels right, then cool. Some songs don't have lyrics on the album, and because they don't need them, because there is enough going on in the song without any lyrics.
I feel as though like the lyrics we write are quite chantable. Like, a lot of them are quite simple words that you can sing along with. So it's nice that these more recent shows we're in, with more songs not being so much instrumental based and songs that you can sing along to. It's really nice having people come to the shows and actually screaming those words at us and knowing the words, and I feel as though they can connect to the music more because there are words there, no matter how difficult or simple those words may be. Being able to scream Fur Coat to the musicians you like, it brings such a nice vibe to the life.
It's the same as Bonapeg. All it is to the left, to the middle, to the right. But when you've got 500 people screaming at you in Paris somewhere and putting their hands in the air, you're like, okay, this is cool.
People have something to connect to.
Yeah.
So it's really nice to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of live shows, you've been touring. You've got loads more touring coming up. How have the shows been for you so far?
Yeah. The shows this year being great. I think we're
Brilliant.
seeing a really big pickup in terms of like the level of gigs and how many people are coming out to shows. More and more shows are selling out all across the UK and in Europe now, and in America. Quite a few of the US shows are close to selling out already, and we're not there for almost 3 months. And I think we're really seeing a lot of
We're definitely seeing a
pickup.
progression.
Yeah,
Like, it's a visible progression from, say, like 6 months ago, where it's mainly smaller sort of venues. We are seeing the progression of now playing bigger venues and selling those venues out as well.
Yeah,
and that's, to me, like a super nice feeling, seeing a whole
Feels as though the snowball is going down the hill.
Yeah.
It's just slowly getting bigger and bigger, but
picking up
it's
speed.
nice to see.
so if you don't have a ticket,
Get one.
grab one.
Anyone who does have a ticket, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are pretty ram-packed in 2025 with both UK dates and the US dates. That covers the first half of the year. What's then going to happen? Are you hoping to do festivals and then more touring as well? Is that the plan?
Yeah. This year's been really busy for festivals. I think next year will be the same, and then a lot of European dates as well, and maybe even further afield. I think possibly.
I hope.
I hope so. Anyway,
It's going to
Any-
expand.
yeah.
Anywhere you want to get to?
We had a great time. We had a great time in India, and I'd love to go over to Australia at some point as well and play for all of our friends down under, because they seem well keen for it as well, which is nice.
Yeah, I can well imagine. Guys, it's been a pleasure having a chat with you.
Thank you for having us, man.
Cheers,
It's been a
Jim.
pleasure as well.